Hey, good morning, beautiful. Yeah, I'm talking to you. And you, and you, and you, and all of you all. I love you guys, and, you know, miss you, and grateful for you, and for myself, and this whole crazy world out there. And today was a little crowded in the cafe, and I don't want to share this with all those people right now, so I just want to share with you. Don't get your hopes up. It's titled, Dear Penthouse. Some days stories write themselves, and yesterday was perfect. The foreshadowing from Thea was immaculate. She was brave, especially for a Pisces. I was honored that she wanted to meet me. We were vulnerable and open, until, of course, after the first date. You know how that goes. Things change. She prefaced it so. When she didn't answer my call, I was sad, but not surprised. I like to think she was out with her daughter, enjoying herself, Walmarting, Targeting, and all those fun things she told me about. And instead of it was just because of me and my nomadic lifestyle, even though that's true, too. Can't blame her. But it is true, she told me numerous times in a multitude of ways that romance was less than likely, and we'd probably have coffee or drinks sometime when I was back in town. I tried not to think about her and wanted to see her again before I left. This time was crunching down on me, so I packed my car, got ready to leave for real. I'm bringing some tools this time, only the best ones. I prioritized. Crescent wrench, channel locks, power drill, and the cool tool. If you haven't gotten the cool tool, dang, that's a game changer. Thanks, Patrick. This one goes out to you. That's not his real name. Thanks, Pablo. Flat iron for destroying things, and the hammer that goes with it. Allen wrenches, tape measure, and a hammer. And then I'm kind of ish on the skill saw and the framing square, but it kind of depends on space. But I don't know. I'll see how I feel once I get to that part. Anyhow, I tried to get Allie to come over yesterday afternoon for some cuddles because I just felt like I needed to be cuddled, you know. And that's the life. That's the downside of this lifestyle, you know, being alone. You know, you don't get those cuddles as regularly, you know. But what can you do? Do what you can. And I could tell she felt lukewarm about cuddling after our last Friends with Benefits adventure. She likes the spontaneity, but I imagine she was feeling my longing to be held, and I could tell that she was just a little different feeling. The benefits I could take or leave. I actually enjoy benefiting myself more in some ways, mostly because of the emotional complications that inevitably come up, but it's still hard to resist. Cuddles, man. Cuddles and meals. It's the thing you guys got. You coupled up folks got over us is you got cuddles and meals. But I don't know. I can't think of too many other things. Anyhow, I could tell that wasn't going to happen. So I kept on packing and planning until it was time to go get my dad. We got our vegan cornmeal crust pizza from Dovivi and shared a glass of wine instead of the kale salad we normally get. I just felt like being warm, you know? Sometimes just kale is not cut the mustard with warmth. He still likes to do everything himself, you know, but he did accept me dropping him off at the front door. He still likes to sit in the back against the wall with a view of the door, even if it's harder to get in. He didn't anticipate the angle when he sat down and did like a mini free fall for a few inches, almost stumbled into the people next door, but he reached the bench and with a little bit of an awkward twist and landed all right, you know, not bad for 84. He joked as I talked him through getting his coat off. I do give suggestions, but we both wanted him to preserve his dignity, so we talked him through it, and he made it happen. Two Jews sit down next to me. The older one sat in the middle of the couch and asked if I was crowding him. He was, but I was like, well, whatever. I didn't say anything. He told me to tell me if I was, but I'm not gonna. Anyhow, he's talking about giving his bike away to some younger man, and his last bike ride. He's discussing his anger at the city of Portland for his bike accident. The younger guy gets their coffee, drinks. I never dreamed that was what was happening was from my accident, he says to the younger man. In a sort of effective voice, the younger guy says, "You're working out everything that comes with surgery." Pops and I enjoyed our meal tremendously. Neither of us really drank at all, so we savored the sweet, earthy flavor between bites of the cornmeal pizza. And the bill came. "You still got it, Pops?" "Yeah," he says as he fishes his wallet out of his zippered pocket. I gave up on my fanny pack. I just sacrificed my reading glasses, and I use the zipper pockets too. They stay in my backpack now for serious seeing requirements. He asks me what it says. I adjust the bill for my distance. $43.50, I tell him, and he writes it down. "I'll leave $10, he says. And he writes down the tip, and I watch him stare at the blank below for what feels like a long time. The younger man, who I took for gay, is talking about his wife, so it kind of blew my construct there. We go the whole day without talking, and we're both really happy about it. The older guy, he takes a know-it-all sort of tone that reminds me of my father sometimes, and the younger guy replies with certitude. "Galleries are complicated relationships. I don't get much out of the relationship. I have a hard time dealing with artists who can only talk about their work. And that's the goal of her artistry. It's just not about conversation about art in its place. It's only about the making of art. And I just can't take it anymore." I look over at my dad. He's still sitting there with his pen held over the spot. I say, $53.50, I tell him. "Smart ass," he says it with a slight bite. "I'm hurt," and I tell him so. "That wasn't very nice." I was just joking, he replies quickly. "Well, it hurt my feelings, and I can feel the tones beneath the joke, and it stings." I see tears welling up in his eyes, and I feel a little bit sad, like, why do I even do it? "Well, I'm profoundly sorry." "That's okay," I reassure him. He's like, "No, it's not," he tells me. "Thank you, Pops." I walk him out, arm in arm, along a wet, dark, sloping concrete. "This car is great," he says. I agree. I wanted Thea more than I realized I did. I think it was partially because she shared with me that she did some writing for an adult podcast and really enjoyed it. I tried to imagine her writing, and I wondered if she wrote from experience or imagination. It made me curious. And it also got me thinking about my writing and how sexless it is. I tell her I do some allusions, but I mostly keep it sort of novelesque. But inside, I'm realizing that I haven't had sex for a while, and so why would my writing have anything juicy in it? I tell her the childhood story. When we were young, we had sex all around us. I walked in on my mom and dad, stepdad. I woke up numerous times at multiple women's houses because my dad was doing what he had to do or wanted to do, and we had a bounty of adult literature to choose from at our fingertips. My stepbrothers and I would go through them at our leisure. I remember learning that a big toe could be the perfect fit for an anus, and we used a Fimo, this Play-Doh type stuff, to recreate this daunting task with two characters. We perused Playboy, Penthouse, and Hustler. We cut out all our favorite photos and put them in a pile, and as if we were picking teams, we did rock, paper, scissors for the first pick. Then we proceeded to make our choices and create our own versions of smut. My oldest stepbrother would read the Dear Penthouse section to us. We tried to imagine someone taking out a glass eye for this type of entertainment. "'Tis a great story," she tells me. I head home after dropping my dad off. Stop at TJ's from essentials, popcorn, dark chocolate, minty. That's with mint inside. It's freaking delicious. And I polished off the whole thing last night. What can you do? Sometimes it's better than sex. No, sometimes it's a replacement. Anyhow, I got some ginger mints for the road tomorrow. The Jews are really getting into it. Elder, he says to the younger, "You can't accuse the right of being stupid. That was brilliant how they used the Federalists to take over the courts. I've overcome my prejudices now. I was just so surprised with somebody like Liz Cheney standing up for principles instead of politics. I feel aligned to that." The younger adds, "I'm kind of heartened. This is so corrupt that I believe that the principled people on the right are going to speak up. The farmers and the auto industry are tanking. I'm getting ready to pack up, and it just feels too smutty for this audience. Plus, I got shit to do. I'm going to record this at home. And here I am, right here, recording it in what could be one of the last days in this glorious little Zen den of mine that I love so much. And I'm going to just go on a little tour so you can see this little sanctuary. In case you haven't been here before, it's beautiful. And whoa, Nelly, there it is in all its glory. I'll miss my little bathtub, my sauna. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Be brave inside. I love you. Bye.